This is the video that I wish I watched when I was 19, when I was 24, when I was 27. Heck, I wish I watched this video when I was 29, because the things I'm about to tell you guys, I only learned a couple weeks ago, some of them. And so, I'm 30 years old, but I still feel like I poured my 20s down the drain. These are 6 tips that are going to help you to live your best life, to help you navigate through those pitfalls, to avoid those lines, and to not drown and have to resurrect just like I did. The first tip, and I would argue is actually one of the most powerful tips, is that we need to have an inner compass. Think about this like Google Maps. When you open up Google Maps, it asks you for the destination. Where do you want to get to? And then it asks you for your location. Where are you at right now? And the thing is with this, most people are not true with themselves right now. Here, right now. Most of you guys aren't gonna tell yourself that, oh yeah, I am watching porn. I am still eating junk food. I am still waking up at 2 p.m. in the morning, in the afternoon. We cannot get from point A to point B. Google Maps cannot find you that route. It can't help you find multiple routes if you're not truly being accurate with where you are right now. And that takes a lot of humility, that takes a lot of empathy with yourself, and it takes a lot of vulnerability, because we don't want to face where we are right now most of the times. If you're not true to yourself, then you're never going to be able to get to where you want to get to. Whether that be $10,000 a month, that be that Lambo, that be that beautiful relationship that you're in, you cannot get there unless you're true to where you are now. So that's the compass, but I'll add a little bit deeper into that, is to know that we need to lock yourself in a room. Do not leave that room until you know exactly the top 5 core values are. Because most people, they know exactly what their top 5 favorite rappers are. They could say Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake, Nas, Tupac instantly. But when it comes to their top 5 core values, they'll be like, pussy? No, do not do that. Because your top 5 core values is gonna dictate the way you talk, it's gonna dictate the way you walk, it's gonna dictate the way you communicate yourself with the outside world, whether that be the way you dress, the way you speak to a beautiful lady. This is why this is a core part of your inner compass, because no matter what challenge comes, you're gonna know exactly what to do, because you're gonna get lost in your 20s. I can guarantee you that 100%. So the second one is actually to train your neck. That's whether you do these exercises or to actually do neck bridges on the bed. You can start with this, push into your head to train your neck. And this is not only gonna benefit your missus, it's not gonna benefit just your wife or your girlfriend. It's not just good for fellatio, it's actually good for resisting punches in the head as well. And you're just gonna look more masculine. And it's gonna actually support your vocal cords, which is gonna make you sound more manly and have a more deeper voice. That's the second one. The third one is to conserve your seed. Conserve that sexual energy that we were all blessed with as men. Most of us fucking ejaculate this shit into tissues, into our belly buttons, and I am guilty of this. I used to do this every single day, almost 3 times a day. I don't know how I got all that energy, but we as men, we are blessed with this sacred seed that's able to create a baby, that's able to create another life form, a mini you. There's hundreds of millions of mini yous, and you're just fucking wasting that shit on pieces of paper. Think about that. So when you stop wasting that and you actually try NoFap, you try semen retention, not for the girls, you do this for yourself, because the women, they are a byproduct. They just naturally draw towards you, but they should not be the goal. They should be the people that you just stumble across. You're like, oh, hey beautiful lady, you want to join me on this mission? It should be all about your mission. So focus on yourself. Think about your children, think about your grandchildren, and channel that sexual energy instead of into a piece of paper. Channel it into your art, channel it into poetry, channel it into your workouts, channel it into creating music. That is what life force, that is what sexual energy is. It's creative energy. Use that sexual energy and not just onto a piece of paper. Transmute it. That's number 3. For the 4th life lesson, I want to start with a beautiful quote that goes, aim for the sun, you might hit an eagle. Aim for the eagle, you might hit a rock. It's such a beautiful quote because it's all about starting with that huge dream. You want to aim really high, shoot for the stars so you land on the moon. Because even then, it's better than aiming low and hitting it, right? You're gonna be way more productive if you aim really high, but you don't get the goal, as opposed to the other way around. And so, I want to share a little story with you guys. Last year, I did a marathon with 5 days training. It took me 7 hours to complete this marathon, and when I got to the finish line, 42 kilometers, I was like, yo, when is the next time that I'm gonna do my first ever marathon and with 5 days training? So I kept going for another 3 kilometers, which was 7.5 hours total. I started like 10 o'clock when the sun just rose, a few hours after the sun rose, and then I finished when the sun was setting. It was crazy, man. I was not prepared, but I was way better off than someone that's like, okay, I'm gonna take 10 years to go for this goal. Yeah, you might get a better score than me. You definitely will get a better score than me. But how long did it take you to reach that goal? So that's the first part of lesson 1, is to dream big. But to start small is take it day by day, guys. If you want to do 365 push-ups, don't go straight into 365 today. Start with 1. And I know it sounds crazy, but start with 1 today, do 2 tomorrow, 3 the day after. Within a year, you'll be doing 365 every single day. And not just that, but you've built the foundation. So it's a habit, and it's sticking with you for life. Whereas if you do 365 today, yeah, you might do it again tomorrow. The day after, you might do it again. But I can guarantee you, within a month, you probably wouldn't be doing it anymore. And you might have given up working out altogether. So that is lesson number 4, to dream big, but to start small. The 5th life lesson is that life is all about balancing. Order, chaos, hot, cold, masculine, feminine. It's always about going from one side and then you're like, oh, I need to go back this side. Am I spending too much time on my business? Oh, I need to go back to my family. Am I spending too much time having fun with my family? I need to go back to the business, back on the mission. So life is always this delicate balancing act. And it's never going to be 50-50. I can guarantee you that. And one book that really helps me with this is The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. That especially talks about balancing the masculine and the feminine. That's something I really recommend you learn about. I talked about how I did a marathon with 5 days training. That's really extreme. And so I'm starting to get to a point where I'm starting to jog a little bit more, but not force myself to die. Because I died like 7 days after I couldn't do anything for the last, like I felt like I broke my bones. Thankfully I didn't. But the whole point is to slow your way there. Not slow your way there, but to actually enjoy the journey. Don't try to force yourself to get to the end point so quickly, because that's what life is made up of, the journey, right? So balance it out. It's all about, if you go too hard this way, go a little bit more that way. That is a very powerful tool to live your best life, to not just enjoy the fruits of your labor, but to actually stop and smell the roses as well. So that's number 5. Number 6 is you are always exactly where you need to be. The universe is always rigged in your favor. And so I used to not believe this, because I used to blame the world. I used to blame, oh, why is this happening to me? It's because of their person. It's my mom's fault because she didn't breastfeed me. It's my ex's fault because she broke my heart. She cheated on me, all this kind of thing. But you realize that, no, the universe is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Because if all those things didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So if my girlfriend, if my ex didn't cheat on me, I wouldn't have moved to the other side of the continent of Australia and started to live my best life. I wouldn't have had this spiritual awakening where I started to learn surfing, I got into meditation, got into veganism, I learned how to make coffee, I went four-wheel driving, I was skateboarding, I was freaking going downhill mountain bike racing. It was the best time of my life. There's a really beautiful quote, and it says, "He who blames others has a long way to go on the journey, but he who blames himself is halfway there. But he who blames no one has arrived." And I feel like that's such a beautiful, beautiful quote, and it really sums up this whole life lesson where it's like, it's nobody's fault. Things are the way they are because things happen. They had their traumas, I had my traumas. I was born into this life at this exact time. It was meant to happen, and it's no one's fault. But knowing this, how can we move forward? Knowing this knowledge and having this wisdom, how can I use this as a tool to make tomorrow better? So that's number 6. And this one, number 7, this is actually a bonus tip, but since I'm such a nice guy, I'm gonna give it to you guys. This is gonna tie everything together. This is actually a game changer, and it is that discipline is a lie. So before you guys pull out your pitchforks, I have been in the acting industry for more than 5 years, and I've worked in Marvel movies, I've done short films, I've gone on stage, and I've performed stand-up comedy in front of my family and friends. And what I learned is that it's not so much about doing the things. It's not about discipline. It's not about forcing yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. It's not about forcing yourself to go to the gym, cold showers, drink your own piss. No. It's all about becoming that character. Adopting the mindset of that character, shifting identities so that you naturally do these things. Because discipline is all about human doing, right? What are we? We're human beings. So what we need to be that person, and then naturally we're gonna do the thing. And then naturally the environment's gonna change. Because all 3 of those are linked. Your identity, your habits, and your environment, they're all linked, right? They're all in symbiosis. So if you change one thing, it changes the other, and vice versa. Trice, trusa, whatever. But what I found in this last 5 years is that it's most effective and the easiest is to change your identity. The environment, that's very powerful as well. That's why I moved to Mexico here, because I knew that it's gonna help me to change my identity and my habits. When you move to a whole nother country, that's a game changer. I was born and raised in Australia. Now I'm living in Mexico where I don't speak the language. I'm starting to learn the language. I don't know a single soul. And it's on the other side of the world. That is gonna force you to change your identity. It's gonna force you to choose a new identity. So I really recommend that as well. Definitely get the fuck out of your own home country. At least get the fuck out of your home city, if not out of your home state or your home country, your home continent. Definitely the best thing you can do is to move to a country that you don't speak the language, don't know a single soul, and you've never been to. So that's number 7, guys. Discipline is a lie. The self-help industry is worth billions of dollars, and that's how they make their money. They're selling you this hard work, discipline, but you don't have to. Just chill, guys. It's all about flowing to your goals instead of forcing yourself to your goals, right? I know, would you rather be David Goggins or would you rather be Kobe Bryant? I know which one I want to be. So that's number 6. Sorry, that's number 7. So guys, with all that said, remember, we're all on different journeys. Doesn't matter if you're 25 years old right now, 27, 29, 19, or even 72. If you're watching this video right now, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Don't compare yourself to people that are doing better than you, but what you should do is compare yourself to the people that don't seem to have as much as you, the people that are living on the streets, the people that are dying from starvation. Compare yourself to those people, not to make yourself feel good about yourself, not to make your ego boost up, but to make yourself more grateful, to be like, yo, I'm so grateful to have this iPhone, to have this screen, to watch this person on the other side of the world who might have created this video 10 years ago. We are living in such a beautiful time, guys. Soak up the journey, smell the roses, kiss your mum, and if you really like this video, if you want to work with me one-on-one, drop me a comment down below, or I'm going to send a link where you can book a call with me. And make sure that you like the video, make sure you comment down below, make sure you're submissive to my channel. Have a good one.